after we talked a lot and stuff with the doctors and had hard talks, the best thing was to put him on hospice, and that's what Jerys wanted too, because he didn't want to live like that anymore, nor did I want to see him live like that. We talked to the kids and told them we decided hospice. So the day after Easter, which was April 21st, we went to hospice, and he died on April 24th. So we were in hospice long, but I was glad. On the 21st, when we got to hospice, we got to talk a little bit and take pictures and stuff, and he was himself as best as he could be. And right after that,
we all got to say our goodbyes and give the blessing that he could pass.
Because nothing at the hospital was touching his pain. You know, he was on the fentanyl patches and all the morphine, just every amount you could possibly give. They said, we can't, but hospice will be able to do that for you. Within, I would say, an hour or two, I don't know if it was because of the meds or what, but then there was no more talking from there till he died, other than the middle of the night. He had kind of what they said, maybe like a rally or whatever, where he kind of woke me and was trying to talk to me a little bit. Sure enough, I just left. We were kind of doing it where I'd spend the night with him, and then either my son-in-law, her husband, or all of us, we just kind of come in and give a break. I hadn't but left hospice, got back to my house. I walked in the door, and I was just telling my 3 kids how the night went, and I told them he's not going to make it much longer. He was very gurgly, and they said, it's getting very, very close. And I was just telling them, and Matt called and said he went. And I went, that shit went for you, and he didn't go for me.
My husband says that he did it to not to punish Matt or taunt Matt, but that's just their relationship. It was.
Yeah, like, here, son-in-law, you can have the last thing of this. Yeah. So he passed on April 24th, about 9:30 in the morning. And now, I'll tell you just kind of a funny story. I don't know if we had you guys know what shaved ice is. Not snow cones, but shaved ice. Okay, so we would go to Bismarck all the time. They have real good shaved ice there in the summertime. And Jerys was all about making money continuously. So pretty soon he goes to me, I think we should do a shaved ice this summer. But when they come up with an idea, who this is going to entail is going to do a lot of this crap. Because, especially with him, again, in the egg field, summer is your busiest time. Are you kidding me? So he's like, oh, no, it's no problem. We'll just do it and stuff. And I'm like, and I'm giving all the reasons of probably not. Pretty soon he goes, well, I ordered a trailer. And I'm like, no, you didn't. And he's like, yep, I ordered a trailer. And I could hear him constantly on his phone because he would watch so many videos on his phone, and I can always hear and stuff like this on the phone. Sure enough, he's learning how to shave ice. He's learning how to run a truck. He's learning how to do all this, all on YouTube. And
then he says, and you, Lexi, you'll be working at it.
Yep, no, she's married. Our other daughter has a child.
Yep.
And our son
was in high school.
High school, and she's like, and we'll all work. We're all working. All 5 of us in the shack. How much stress this was. And our first thing is in Williston is Band Day. Band Day, I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
2 months into getting the trailer and stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah. We had runs with the neighborhood, that the neighborhood people would come over so we could get some runs in to try to learn how to do this and perfect it. And if you knew him, you knew he did what he does. He did it the right way. It was always his way because he's watched, and it was his way. It always was right. The rest of us didn't know what we were doing, but he could multitask and do it all. But we had to sit back. So sure enough, this Band Day comes, and it's one of the biggest events in Williston, especially if the weather's nice. It's always Mother's Day weekend in May. And of course, it was a very beautiful day. Very beautiful day. Hot one.
I think to this date, it was still the busiest event we ever had. The first time.
And remind you, never once ran the chair, other than to the neighbor kids. A little different than the neighbor people coming over for a run, then looking out to see a line, and we're all inside the shack. pure dysfunction amongst each other. Stress to the max.
Lots of bad comments and words were said to each other.
Lots. And then go to the window smiling, can I help you? And then turn around and basically F you to, each other, because you couldn't stand each other at this point. And we look out, and sure enough, we weren't, but hardly into it, and he cut his hand. He cut his hand.
He was mad at us.
Yeah, well, of course he was mad at us. It was our fault, because we probably didn't do something right with the cup or something. Who knows? But he cut his hand. That son of a bitch had, I bet you, 50 pairs of gloves on, because he kept bleeding through. He'd wrapped it, and he was shaving, so he's on a shaver and stuff. And he kept wrapping it. He just put another pair of gloves on. And all of this, and that, I know he had 40, 50 pairs of gloves on. And we looked at, and I'm not kidding, we did 600-700 of them shaved ice in the small amount of time. And I mean, the line was just continuously, and this is our very first event, so, you don't go from,
And I remember him saying when we were done, he's like, see, that wasn't too bad, was it?
As we're all ready to just kill each other. And he took off the layers and layers and layers of gloves, and that sucker was still bleeding. Just bleeding. Yeah, I mean, it had been bled, but it also had been basically frozen. So he was numb pretty much with the ice. And all that, because we weren't doing it necessarily the right way either, because we didn't have a system, because we'd never had 600 people standing at the window.
But I just remember him when we were done. He was like, see, that wasn't so bad. It was good, easy money,
and
huh?
And we were all just like, there was no talking at this point. And then the work that goes into cleaning the shack, putting everything, and the place looked like a bomb had hit it, because, we had no rhyme or rhythm to anything. Money was everywhere on the counter. You were, with the money, because just everything, the syrup were all over.
And then he would say, I'm not paying you guys.
Yeah, he'd say, well, go out to eat and you can have the tips.
Yeah.
It just snowballed. And, well, next thing you know, he goes, I ordered another one. And I'm like, what? And he goes, well, we can't. We asked you, so this way, this one can go here, and this one can go there.
We can't miss out on events.
Yeah, so we can do a couple different events. So, yeah, that was a very cool thing that we did. But it definitely snowballed, but leave it to Jerys to do it. We ended up with 3 shacks, by the way. That's just a little glimmer of who he was. Yeah.